Hi, everybody. It's Lisa Shield, and welcome to another Lunch with Lisa. It is a beautiful, beautiful Monday morning in uh, Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I am thrilled to be here with you. So, this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's see here. I'm going to go to Facebook. Give me a moment. And we will get started. There we go. All right. I just went to Facebook and up popped the most gorgeous picture of my client, Rebecca, and her new boyfriend, Sam, of 6 months. They were in Santa Fe this weekend visiting, and my husband and I got to have two beautiful dinners with this couple. They are phenomenal, phenomenal. You won't believe this. Rebecca is 47 and Sam is 49, and they met over I can't remember, Bumble or Tinder during the pandemic. And what's so beautiful is Rebecca doesn't have kids, Sam doesn't have kids. These two are free and clear. They match up on so many wonderful levels. Being with the two of them, they both look like they're about 35. And they're so sweet together. It's just amazing to see couples come together through my program who are so well suited for each other. It's just extraordinary. Um, so I just need one little moment here. And then let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. All right. There I am. Okay. So I get to see all these amazing couples form. And, what's incredible about my work is that I teach people what the same tools and skills, I give them the same path through the dating world that I used to find my husband, Benjamin. And so very many of my clients have relationships that replicate many of the qualities that Benjamin and I share. So we take them on this journey, this interpersonal journey that is so beautiful. It's a transformational journey that they go through. I don't, I watch a lot of other love coaches and I look at the work that they're doing. Today, I was researching the intro and outro from the new podcast I'm going to be starting soon. And I was listening to some of the subject matter that a lot of these coaches, these dating coach podcasts were covering. And it was all strategic. It was all how to manipulate what's going on in the outer world. My work is all about inner transformation so that as you transform internally, your outer world, your perception, your the who you're being, how you show up in the outer world shifts. And so you begin not to try to manipulate. It's not about cause and effect. It's about personal transformation and then drawing this partner to you, being a magnet for a very different kind of man and relationship. So it's really, really beautiful. And it's such a gift to me to see a couple like Sam and Rebecca and, to see so many similarities in their relationship to the one that I share with my husband. I have been wildly, passionately, madly in love with this man for 19 years. I don't think in 19 years I've ever said or had an unkind, I've never said anything unkind or thought anything unkind about my husband. He's an angel. And um, I feel so blessed and fortunate that he chose me as his partner and he allowed me to choose him. He said yes to me as well. So, yeah, it's really beautiful. And it's great to see these couples. So, I digress. What I came on, I get to talk about whatever I want to talk about on these Facebook Lives. And so, this past weekend, my husband and I did a, um, a Tantra workshop. It was really, really interesting with a woman who I just think is phenomenal. Her name is Dawn Cartwright, and she has the Tantra Bindu, I think. Uh, yeah, well, look for Dawn Cartwright. That's the best thing. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Darlin. Good to see you both. But look for, oops. So look for her, just look for Dawn Cartwright. I'll put it, yeah. And she is amazing. Uh, so it was very interesting to do this. Whoops, I didn't spell that right at all. Um, okay, so it's very, very interesting for me to do a workshop like this. Uh, and at this stage of the game, because I've been, teaching my work for so long, to go in and do uh, a program with someone else. It's just been a long time since I've actually taken a course like this. And my husband and I did it together. If you don't know anything, she teaches Neotantra, which is a newer form of Tantra. And it's a truly extraordinary practice for any woman who is trying to get more in touch with her feminine side. I think it's priceless, and I couldn't think of a better person on the planet to do this work with. So it was wonderful to do the workshop just on a personal level. But what was even more fascinating was to kind of just sit back and see where the participants were at and how this information affected them. What's really cool is Dawn could work with anybody, from the most sophisticated person to somebody who's really struggling or working through, who's a newbie, all the way up to somebody who is, a master. She's really incredible. She's been teaching Neo Tantra, I think, for over, gosh, something like almost 30 something years. So she's a master at what she does. It was interesting to see where all these young women were. And Dawn wasn't trying to fix them or whatever. She just puts the material out there and she presents the processes, and then she kind of lets it meet these women where they are and just bring up whatever it needs to bring up. But one of the things I noticed, that's very different about that approach to the approach that I use in my coaching with women who are struggling to find true love is that I'm a solution. I'm actually a step by step plan for helping women get this solved. And it's very different. And I'm pointing this out to you today because I really think it's important to hear this. We can process our issues and problems from now until forever. We can keep going over the problem and gaining more insight, more depth, more awareness, more wisdom. And we can keep going back to the problem to find more answers. Or we can stop and be in the present moment and look out into the future. And that's what I do. That's what coaching is about. We stand in the present moment and we look out into the future and we say, okay, let's let all of that go now. Let's let go of the past. Let's let go of our attachment to, thinking that, oh, hi, Lenny, I didn't see you there. Hi, honey. Um, but we can let go of the old stories. We can stop letting all of those things define us. And for me, I think there was a point at which it was important to keep going back to the past and to be able to learn how to process through issues and problems so that I could let them go. But once you understand how to let go of issues and problems and heartache and so on, if you can actually not just keep going back and processing and processing and processing, but if you can actually understand how to process, that's the most important thing, because if you understand how to actually process and be able to go into a problem or an upset or a loss or whatever, and you understand what you need to do, what the steps are to get yourself out of that situation and keep moving forward. Once you understand how to process, you can actually walk yourself through those steps. So I hope I'm making sense. But when things come up in my life today, things that would have just blasted me when I was younger and set me back, it doesn't mean like if I were out in the dating world and I met a guy and I thought, wow, that was just a knockout of a date, right? And I was excited and I really connected with that guy. And then I didn't hear from him again. I'd be devastated. But would it take months or years off my dating life like it might have done in the past? Would I get hooked on that? And would I obsess over it and overthink it and whatever? No, I wouldn't. Not just because I'm more self confident today, but because I understand how to walk myself through an experience like that so I don't get stuck anymore. I learned how to I learned how to process, not just to keep processing, but I learned how to process an issue or a problem so that I don't stay stuck there. And now when certain things happen in my life, I know the steps I need to walk myself through so that I can get myself out of it. And that's what's so important with dating. You all have to learn how to get yourself through these dating situations so that you don't get stuck. You don't get stuck in the sorrow, in the, oh my gosh, this was my mom, this is my dad. You've got to learn how to be able to pull yourself through these things. And that's one of the things that my course does. It teaches you all the steps you need to actually be able to go out in the dating world and just get through this. How to write that online dating profile, because my husband writes it for you. How to get the perfect photos. Do those things even matter? Are they worth your time and trouble? Some of you get caught up in things like that, like obsessing over the profile or thinking that your profile sucks and that's what's causing you not to meet guys, not even knowing how to do any of this. So I give you the step-by-step plan for doing that. So at this Tantra workshop, one of the things I observed, and of course, some of these women were going through new breakups and heartache and all, but I really want you to know that you can keep going back and you can learn, you can keep uncovering and going into the sorrow and going into the pain and going into trying to process it, or you can really find a solution. Now, as a coach, I'll tell you something that we know. So, with coaching, if I cannot move someone forward, if I'm working with a client and that client keeps going back to their emotional stuff, they keep feeling emotional, they keep going back. We have processes to help them get through that emotional stuff faster. But if there's something there that a client can't detach from, that they can't let go of, then they need to go see a therapist. That's a sign as a coach for me that if I keep using what I know are my tools and my techniques to help someone move forward into a solution, but there's a piece of whatever is going on with that client that she can't let go of, then I need to send her to therapy because there's something there that she's still hooked on, something she hasn't made sense of, something that she needs to work through, a trauma, but a life event that's causing her to keep going, being pulled back. If I can give them, as I do in my course, let me give you an example. When my clients work with me, in week 3, we do a huge relationship inventory. And that inventory looks at their mother, their father, and then all of the people that they've been with. If they don't have exes, then they use relationships, siblings, or whatever, but they have to have at least 5. And then we do this really deep, intensive relationship history where we put everything into perspective. We put all of the pieces together very quickly. It takes about a week or 2 for my clients to do this. but it really puts their whole history into perspective. And it's pretty profound. And we're able to do that, so that they don't have to spend years and years and years in therapy processing through this stuff over and over again. We actually put it all together. We look at where the client is still stuck. Then we move them forward. We look at what they're going to have to do in order to get unstuck. And it's really quite brilliant. And clients who are ready to do this work and just find true love, it's a miracle for them. It really is. It's a miracle to be able to, in a matter of weeks, put these pieces together and then get back out in the dating world in a fresh way and not be carrying all, finally, right? For the first time, not carrying all that baggage. Now, there's something beautiful about, for some of us, about being able to go back into our history, into our past, and being able to look at um, our upbringing, our history, and be able to see, um, to have love and compassion, and to be able to, for ourselves, for the people we were with, for our exes. It's beautiful to be able to go back and do that, to have forgiveness and let go. But for me, when I work with a client, I want a client who's ready now to get it solved. I'm looking for the kind of client who doesn't want to sit and process anymore, who doesn't want to keep going back, who's ready to just get out there and find true love. I don't know if you all realize that that's possible. With the right step by step plan, you don't have to sit there with your phone in your hand, feeling like you're 15 years old, wondering how to respond to some guy's text. You don't have to sit there opening up your inbox and getting insulting messages or pictures, or being texted pictures from guys where you think, how dare he? How dare he? That make you feel cheap and unloved and ugly. If I got pictures like that from a guy, thank God, we weren't, texting hadn't been invented yet when I met my husband. I met him online 19 years ago, but texting had not been invented yet. And so I didn't have to get, photographs from men of their genitals pop up on my phone. That would have been horrifying to me. Whoops, it looks like I froze. That would have been horrifying. I couldn't even imagine how, we can laugh, we can say, what a loser, but there's something demoralizing as a woman in, when you get, even when you think, God, a man feels like it's okay to send me a photograph like that. It's really demoralizing. And I can show you in 12 weeks how to get this solved so that you never have to go through that, so that you don't have to have men treating you like you're less than, that you're not beautiful, that you're not magnificent. To have men treat you with love and respect so that you can have your choice of men and actually choose a wonderful man that you want to spend the rest of your life with, so that you're not in a position where you're feeling like you have to sit back and just accept whatever comes to you. Could you imagine if you had all the right tools, if you had a step by step plan, and you could just draw men to you for the first time in your life in a way that felt self-honoring and authentic, and not like you were having to put on an act or be someone you're not, but where you could actually know exactly what to do and say and who you need to be in order to draw the right men to you. That's what I do for women. I give you this beautiful roadmap for how to go out into the dating world and just find your true love so that you can be like me. Like you can spend the rest of your life, wake up every day, go to sleep every night, knowing that this is the man you're going to spend your life with, and that there's no doubt, there's no anxiety, nothing, that it's real. It was wild. Um, in the Tantra class that I did this weekend with my husband, one of the things that I realized was, and I started crying when I shared this with the group because it was so beautiful to me. Um, it was the most wonderful experience. One of the great moments or experiences of my life was that so many men lied to me. My ex-husband was a pathological liar. We were together for 13 years. And all these men, my father, my ex-husband, men had lied to me. They had told me things and not followed through. And I believed them until I didn't. And I realized that one of the most beautiful moments of my entire life was the moment I first looked into my husband's eyes and I saw how kind and loving and real he was. And that this man told me the truth and he meant what he said. And he was the opposite of a liar. And that was one of the most beautiful things because my husband's never lied to me. He's not been dishonest. He's been there for me. He's followed through. He's a man of his word. And that was one of the most beautiful things in the world. I went on 96 first dates in over the course of 2 years, and they were all first dates. And, I just wanted my hell yes. I wanted to look into a man's eyes and just say, yes, yes. And I, didn't fall in love with Benjamin immediately because I didn't know him. But when I looked in his eyes, I knew this guy was for real. I knew it. And yeah, he, thank you, Barry. Thank you. But so many men had lied to me before. So many, many, many men had lied and broken my heart. And, a part of me felt like I wasn't good enough and I deserved to be treated that way until I figured out that no, nobody deserves to be treated that way. And that I was going to keep going until I found the right man. And this is what I show you how to do. I model it for you. Benjamin and I do a lot of the well, we do all of the Q&A calls together now. And um, I show you in 12 weeks how to have what we have. And I have hundreds of clients who have it. I actually will be interviewing a client on Tuesday. So tomorrow I will be interviewing, I believe it's Julene. And Julene is one of my first clients. She has such a beautiful story. Julene is in her 50s. Maybe she's actually in her early 60s now. And she and her husband are so in love. And she met an imposter right before she met him. She met a man who she thought was the one, and he turned out not to be the one. And then she got right back online. I remember how heartbroken she was. And Julene is one of the most loving women you'll ever meet in your life. So Julene owns a salon. And one of the things that she does is she travels all over the country teaching salon owners how to do head to toe makeovers for women with with cancer. And so she's just amazing. And she found just the most wonderful guy. And I think it was Julene who had heart problems right after, not long after they met. And he was right by her side through the whole thing. I don't know. It's just wonderful to see these just beautiful matches, guardian of your soul relationships. So I started out talking today about how I had done a Tantra workshop over the weekend with my husband. And the teacher, who's absolutely brilliant. I highly recommend her to anyone. Her name is Dawn Cartwright. She just presents the material and the processes, but a lot of the women were really working through pain and hurt from former relationships and all. There was, even another couple was working through pain in their relationship. And um and I was thinking about, being in the problem, because I was in the problem for so long. And what I was sharing was that there's, for every problem, there's a solution. And I'm a solution. I don't just focus on processing or going back to the problem, looking at, uncovering the pain and analyzing the pain over and over and over again. I actually move you forward. I'm a perfect step by step plan, 12 weeks through the dating world. I give you everything you need to know to get this solved so that you can have a guardian of your soul relationship like I have with my husband, Benjamin. And we do that in 12 weeks. Now, it might take you a little longer to put the pieces together. It may take a little longer for the timing to line up, for the guardian of your soul to come in. But over and over and over again, I see the women who are committed to the path, who stay the course, and who find true love, and who come back to me and say, Lisa, it was because of your course that I found him. So please go to lisashield.com and you can find the link to my free 45-minute presentation. It's just 45 minutes of your life. That's all. And you will learn some astounding things by watching this presentation. If you enjoy what you see, you and I can jump on a call. You or me or somebody from my team will show you how we can get this solved. If you're not a fit for us, we'll tell you another course or another program or another coach that might work better for you. But no matter what, you're going to get clarity on what's not working and what you need to do to fix it. So if you're a smart, single, successful woman with who is a successful professional woman with a heart of gold, and you are looking for love, and this is the one missing piece, the one thing that seems to elude you, I can help you get this solved. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Please come back next Tuesday. This Tuesday, I'm sorry, where I'll talk to Julene. And that is at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. And then my husband and I are now doing a new Facebook Live every Sunday morning, and it will either be at 9 or 10 a.m. Mountain Time. We may do it a little earlier. It's new and we're testing it out, but please come join us. I love you too, Simone. I can't wait to see you. So please, please, please come and join us. I send you so much love. We look forward to seeing you again. And please tell all your friends about this. Love to everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.